everyone, and welcome to the 7th episode of TritonVision. My name is Devanée Williams, and today I am joined by Associate Director of Athletics, Advancement and Operations, Billy Evers, and Associate Director of Athletics for Game Day and Facilities, Bill Mathews. Welcome, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
All right, so for our first question of the day, it's both of you are Eckerd College alumni, so why did you decide to stay here at Eckerd for your careers?
Well, it was kind of happenstance. When I stopped playing as a junior and I had the opportunity to coach the JV team. So I took that opportunity and coached it till 81, having graduated in 79. Then I went to a prep school here in town and coached there, and my phone rang in 1990 and it was Coach Harley saying, "We just lost a baseball coach, would you be interested in coming back and giving it a shot? We got to search it." So it was a national search, 208 candidates, and I was fortunate enough to have gotten the decision. I think probably because I could teach, that probably weighed a lot in my favor because I had a master's and I would have been teaching for 9 years. So it was kind of just lucky. I'm the luckiest guy you'll ever meet to be able to come back here and teach and coach at the school you played at, for sure.
Well, I think to kind of echo on that, for me, I got to play a little bit professionally after I graduated from here. And after that ended, I always knew I wanted to stay in athletics. I didn't know if it would be in the professional side or back in college. So did a bunch of interviews on the professional side of baseball, and was lucky enough to have Coach Mathews allow me to be a volunteer assistant with him. So I got to see the coaching side as well. And then from there, just always knew I wanted to work back in athletics, and I felt like the college version of that was probably the better one for me. And so ended up working back on campus and always knowing I wanted to get back into athletics. So just trying to position myself in a way where I could get back on campus. And like Coach said, we're lucky to be here. I mean, not everybody gets to teach, work at your alma mater, and to be able to work with Coach Mathews and Tom and Josh Beauregard, our baseball coach, and I played here together for him. So really special opportunity. Yeah. So
kind of going off of that leads into our next question. So what is your favorite part about working in athletics?
Yeah, I think for me, it's working at your alma mater. Yeah. It's a really special place. You spend your formative years in college, and you make those relationships, and you learn a lot about yourself, and that kind of sets you up for the rest of your life. So being able to work here, having that opportunity to work with really special people that really have a genuine care and passion for the place is definitely the reason I'm back here, for sure.
Yeah, I think the special item that sticks out in my mind is the impact you can have on people who are getting ready to take the next step into real life. I think it's a huge responsibility on our part to make sure that we set the right examples for them, and we set the bar high enough for them, but yet still give them support when they need it. And the absolute diversity of every day, that's the beauty of this. You have no idea what's going to happen next, and to me that's really attractive. That's kind of why I keep doing what I'm doing, is to give people the chance to make change and to just see what's next.
All right, so our next question is, what advice would you give to students who want to work in collegiate athletics in an administrative role?
Yeah, I think first of all, you really need to build your network. You need to surround yourself with people who are of like mind, who push you, who are networked with other people in other industries, and then put yourself in a position to succeed in the field you want to go into. I think that's a big part of it. It's easy to just kind of go through life and just kind of take that paycheck, and then at the end you're like, oh, well, I wasn't really happy. Mm-hmm. Well, we all make decisions along the way where maybe if I stay here, I can put myself in a position to get that role I might want, or college athletics isn't for everybody. You're not going to become a millionaire working in college athletics at the Division II level. So, could you make more money there? But yeah, would you be as happy? So I think those sort of things, if you want to work in college athletics, build a network, and then also put yourself in a position where you're going to succeed.
Yeah, definitely. Just the past 3 years that I've been working as a student worker in athletics, like I've definitely learned that networking is key when it comes to wanting to extend that into a professional career.
Yeah.
I think it's also important to take into consideration that you have to have extraordinary patience. You have to check your ego at the door. No one's going to say, okay, here's $80,000 a year. You're going to start out where you need to start out depending on your experience and kind of try to work your way up or out laterally or vertically, whatever your choice is. But the patience factor is the thing that I think is the most difficult for people coming out of college. And I think it's also hugely important that if you're going to be an administrator in college, you have teaching experience or coaching experience, because it's one-on-one, it's hard conversations, it's things that you can't train for in a classroom. And then when they happen and they're right there in front of you, you know, you've got to be able to deal with them. So I think those two factors are huge.
Yeah, definitely. So our next questions are going to be for Bill Mathews. So you're the Director of Game Day Management and Facilities. So what does this role entail, and what does a typical game day look like for you?
What doesn't it entail? It entails coordinating work study to do concessions and tickets. It involves facilities, it involves coaches, it involves athletes, it involves umpires. These are all valuable conversations. If there's a need for some sort of a toiletry, my phone rings and I've got to figure out a way to find it. If there's a need for someone to be walked to the park bus because they just got ejected from the park, then I have to do that. It's kind of a catch-all job. It's interesting because, as I said, the attractiveness is not knowing what's next. I didn't realize it was going to mushroom cloud into as many opportunities or options as I have on a game day, but it's fun. You know, it keeps me active and keeps me entertained by the fans and by the players and everybody else who's involved.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so our last question for you is, you're also an official scorer for the Tampa Bay Rays and a supervisor for MLB. So what is that role like, and what do you most enjoy about it?
It impacts so much money. My decisions are hits, errors, earned runs, unearned runs. I have to define the game in writing as people watch it with their eyes. It's an honor. There's only 90 of us in the world that do the job. I coordinate all the education for minor league and major league scorers. I also have a responsibility for a portion of the country on nights that I don't do a Rays game. I have games on my laptop that I give input to. It's extraordinary in the sense that people trust my judgment and respect that judgment, but at the same time, you're impacting a lot of money with these decisions, and players can get a little excited, and GMs and pitching coaches and agents can get a little excited, but having coached for so long and having had people say things to me through chain link fence, I kind of get used to that. So it kind of adds to the enjoyment factor of, you know, just making sure you can explain it rationally, logically, and people can go away satisfied. That's a real challenge.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's awesome.
It's awesome. So our next set of questions is for Billy Evers. So you are the Director of Advancement and Operations. So what does this role entail, and what does a typical day look like for you?
Well, I mean, just like Coach Mathews said, it's a catch-all. Small college athletics, you have to be versatile. You have to be able to handle anything that comes your way during the day. And at the end of the day, also, what I really enjoy about it, going back to some previous questions, was it's a real team effort. From the athletic director down to the volunteer assistant coach, down to the work scholars who, you know, help run our games. I mean, everybody pitches in. So it's a little bit of everything. But as far as advancement-wise, my main responsibilities are annual fundraising, so scholarships and operational dollars, raising that for the more than 220 student athletes and the coaches. And so also that includes events. So our Matthew McDermott golf tournament every year in the fall is a big one for us. That helps fund our golf scholarship. Our athletic auction, which is coming up, which I know we'll talk about in a minute, is our biggest fundraising night of the year. It impacts all of our teams. and it's a great way to engage the community as well and get them on campus and get them to know our students. So as far as advancement goes, that's pretty much that responsibility there. Operations, it's like I said, it's a catch-all. It's a little bit of everything. You know, from helping out with game management if I needed, to maybe doing some branding stuff with Amanda and her team, you know, or being the assistant golf coach for a day if we need somebody to drive to a tournament at St. Leo. You know, whatever needs to be done that day. I think that's what's exciting, like Coach mentioned about Division II athletics. You never know what you're going to get that day. So.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so Bill was also your coach when you were here at Eckerd. So what is it like being able to work alongside your former coach?
Yeah, I don't know him as Bill. It'll always be Coach or Skip to me. You know, it's part of the draw to work back here, right? Is, you know, the reason I came here, a big part of it was because Coach Mathews recruited me out of high school. You know, he showed genuine interest, you know, when I was a high school baseball player when not a lot of people were. You know, he gave me the opportunity to play college athletics, and that's something I'll always be grateful for. And so to be able to come back and work alongside him, it's exciting because we both know each other very well. It's that sort of team atmosphere, that camaraderie that you don't get with, you know, people you don't have such history with. And, you know, he's known me since I was 16 years old. And actually probably before that, when I was even younger. I think I came to campus maybe when I was 12 or 13 and hit in the batting cage because my dad's an alum and was here with Coach Mathews. So to work alongside him is really, really special and part of the allure of coming back and working at Eckerd.
Yeah, I'm sure it's been great, and I hope that me and Amanda and Brittany can be this way also, but just being able to watch each other like grow through different milestones throughout your careers, college and professional, so it's awesome. So our last question, or kind of a little plug here, the annual Triton Dinner Auction is coming up next month on April 19th. So what is the process like preparing for the auction, and what does that entail as well? Yeah, so it's all year long. You know, it's an event we brought back a few years ago. Like I said, it's our biggest fundraiser of the year. It has a huge, tremendous impact on the programs. We just got about $150,000 in weight room equipment that were because of the generosity of all the people that you know, engaged with us at the auction last year. So it's a year-long process. Everybody's involved. You know, you've been involved a little bit as well. You know, we ask our coaches to go out into the community, our staff members to go out in the community and solicit items from partners, from, you know, restaurants, hotels we've stayed at, visiting teams have stayed at, parents, alumni. You know, it's kind of a catch-all. Everybody gets involved, and it culminates on that April 19th night where, you know, we put 300 people in a room, and we kind of celebrate the year of Eckerd Athletics and Eckerd College in general. It's more than just athletics, I think. It's a real community event for the college and to showcase our students and, you know, the beautiful campus. So it's a great event. I look forward to it every year, but it is a lot of work, and it wouldn't be possible without our team. I think we'll always go back to that. It's such a team effort, and the really cool part is to see everything that kind of comes from that at the end. Yeah, definitely. Well, all right. Thank you guys both so much for joining me this week, and thank you all for watching this week's episode of TritonVision.